بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. احنا بدأنا المرة اللي فاتت anatomy of the ear. We started last time anatomy of the ear. We talk about external ear, middle ear, inner ear, and parts of each part of three parts of the ear. External ear is formed from auricle, external auditory canal, tympanic membrane. Middle ear is formed starting from tympanic membrane, either considered part of external ear or middle ear, and three ossicles and mastoid, the middle ear muscles, the middle ear ligament, and Stygian tube. Auricle, this is auricle, external auditory canal, tympanic membrane, three ossicles, main component of middle ear, which is ear, Stygian tube, posteriorly mastoid process, and stylus linked with oval window, below which round window. These are two windows of inner ear. Inner ear composed of posterior-superiorly from three semicircular canal. Middle part is vestibule. Antero-inferior part is cochlea. Anatomical parts of ear. Now, how these parts work together to process sound. Each part has its own function as filtration and clarity of sound processing. As the water filter working, it filtering water to reach our end product is clear water, and our ear working as succeeding filters to clarity of sound processing. Our ear is formed from three parts, work together to process sound and filtering it from environmental noise to reach higher centers to be processed and that we can hear. So mechanism of hearing start from auricle. First, we shall know what is sound. Sound is formed from successive condensation and rarefaction waves. As in figure here, when we strike a tuning fork against bony prominence, limbs of tuning fork vibrate, causing disturbance of air molecule in the air environment, causing condensation and rarefaction, as this longitudinal section showing us condensation, rarefaction, followed by condensation, rarefaction. This lead to propagation of sound through air. Direction of wave propagation away from sound source, oscillation of individual part of air, causing some air to air molecule near the sound source condensate, leading to oscillation of air molecule. So followed part is rarefaction, then condensation, then rarefaction. This propagation of wave lead to spread of sound. If we talk cross section through these longitudinal waves, then we find this sine wave of sound. يبقى transverse representation of sound waves is sine wave. Here longitudinal condensation or rarefaction. Height of each sine wave, its amplitude. We can hear frequencies from 20 up to 20,000 hertz. This is characteristics of sound that we can hear. We can hear from 20 hertz. What the meaning of hertz? Hertz is number of cycles per second. So we can hear low frequency as low as 20 up to high frequency as high as 20,000. Below 20 hertz is subsonic sound. Above 20 hertz is ultrasonic sound. We can't hear these both extremities. What's pure tone? Pure tone is single frequency sound. أما يبقى الصوت مكون من تردد واحد. When sound is formed from only one frequency, it's called pure tone. Like tuning fork, like what's in audiometer, it's pure tone. Noise is mixture of multiple frequencies. يبقى ايه هي النويز؟ الدوشة mixture، خليط من multiple frequencies. irregular mixture of multiple frequencies. Regular mixture is music. Our speech is made up of multiple frequencies. يبقى pure tone, this is theoretical or in equipment, not in daily life. In our daily life, we can hear noise, we can hear speech, we can hear music. This is low frequency. Number of cycles per second is very low. When number of cycles per second increase, causing medium frequency, more increase causing high frequency. According to number of cycles per second, we can know what is frequency of that pure tone. Here, this wave of single frequency, but with different intensity. Height of each sine wave is the intensity of the sound, determining intensity of sound. This is low intensity. This is more higher intensity. This is more higher intensity. So this vertical line from top of cycle to baseline is the intensity. From here to here is the frequency, number of cycle per second. This is length of cycle upon which determine the number of cycles per second, so we can know frequency. From this, we can know intensity. As we mentioned before, parts of our ear is external ear, middle ear, and inner ear. Our conductive apparatus formed from external ear and the middle ear, and we can add motion of fluid of inner ear, which is conductive element on also. Start from transduction of sound to nerve ending, it is the perceptive apparatus or cochlea. يبقى parts of our ear is external ear and middle ear, consider the conductive apparatus. Perceptive apparatus is inner ear or cochlea, which convert mechanical sound into electrical impulse. So air will pass through different media till reaching nerve ending. Pass through air in external ear, air in middle ear and ossicles, fluid in inner ear. This different media causes sound energy to be dispersed. بيحصل تشتت في الانرجي, dispersion of energy of sound. There are two main methods by which hair cells can be stimulated. Air conduction, traditional أو classical pathway from external ear to middle ear to inner ear, which is air conduction, or through bone conduction by vibration of skull bone. Sound stimulus traveling through external and middle ear and activating hair cells. Bone conduction causes stimulation direct to cochlea through bone vibration of skull bone, activating hair cell directly. So mechanism of sound reaching the cochlea by two mechanisms, either air conduction through external ear, middle ear to inner ear, or by bone conduction by vibration. Our sound will vibrate skull bone, causing vibration in inner ear fluid. starting traveling wave in inner ear fluid and causing activation of nerve ending. If sound transmitted directly from external ear to inner ear, from air to fluid directly, 90% of sound energy would be reflected. If our cochlea is directly related to auricle, our ear parts will be auricle, then directly cochlea, 90% of sound energy would be reflected. So compensatory mechanism should be added to compensate for this reflection of sound energy from air conversion air medium to fluid medium. تحويل الطاقة in transmission of energy from external ear directly to inner ear, in between must be compensatory mechanism, which is middle ear and parts of external ear too. Now we shall study each part of our ear mechanism in amplifying sound and compensate this reflection of sound energy. First part is pinna or auricle. Pinna mechanism or pinna function is collection of sound, localization of sound, conduction of sound to external auditory canal, and amplification. So pinna collect, localize, conduct, and amplify. Collect sound from surrounding environment, help in localization, mainly vertical localization by elevation and depression in auricle. Helix concha, symba concha, cavam concha, all these elevation and depressions helping in vertical localization. Pinna, difference between two pinna, between two auricles, in distance between two auricles on both sides of skull, المسافة ما بين two auricles on our skull, causing attenuation of sound. If sound source come from right, so sound reaching right cochlea before, or right auricle before left auricle. This interoral time difference help in localization. And also, sound from right side reaching right ear louder than left ear, which help in localization of sound by interoral intensity difference. So interoral time difference, distance between both ear about 20 centi, which is the distance between two ears or size of skull, resulting in a 600 microsecond delay between hearing the incident sound in one ear and hearing in the other ear. Interoral intensity difference, mainly affecting the high frequency, which is called head shadow. Attenuation of sound from right ear to left ear when sound comes from right side. So right ear will hear it louder than left ear. This is called the head shadow. Head caused dispersion of sound energy till reaching left ear. Which is about 6 dB between both ears. Sound louder right ear than left ear by 6 dB. And can reach 20 dB at very high frequency. Sound from below will produce slightly more delay echo, about 300 microsecond, than if sound come from above. So this is function of our auricle, to localize sound and then to conduct sound. Now auricle collect waves and localize it from which direction, then its function to conduct it to external auditory canal. Amplify sound approximately 5 to 6 dB by conchal resonance. Passage of sound from environment through conchal depression, largest depression in our auricle, which is concha, cavam concha, which is the entrance of external auditory canal, causing amplification of sound by about 5 to 6 dB. This is our first mechanism of amplification of sound before reaching cochlea, to help against reflection of sound energy from fluid of cochlea. يبقى pinna collect, localize, and then conduct and amplify sound by major depression on auricle, which is cavam concha. This is head shadow effect. At low frequency, the head effect on low frequency is minimal, as number of waves disrupted by head is very, very, very little, or very few waves. This is low frequency. If head is here, number of cycle dispersed by head is very low, maybe part of cycle. While if head is here, number of cycles dispersed by head is 2 or more cycles. So at high frequency, more cycles will be dispersed or diffracted by head. This is called the head shadow, number of cycles disrupted by head. So head effect on low frequency is minimal, while head effect on high frequency is more than low frequency. Rule of external auditory canal. So sound now collected by pinna and conducted to external auditory canal. What is the function of external auditory canal? First, isolate tympanic membrane from physical damage. The tympanic membrane is deeply present in external auditory canal, so it is away from any trauma. First function is to protect tympanic membrane from physical damage. Second, to conduct sound waves to tympanic membrane. Third, when we collect sound energy from large space, which is environmental, surrounding environment, to pinna, to external auditory canal, so you condensate sound energy into this small space. Its pressure will be higher. When sound transmitted from large space to narrower space or small space, its pressure will increase, which means that its power or its intensity will increase. The third function of external auditory canal is to increase sound pressure at tympanic membrane by about 5 to 6 dB. Resonant frequency of external auditory canal about 4,000 Hertz. What's resonant frequency? Resonant frequency is the best frequency transmitted by medium by lowest impedance. Resonant frequency, best frequency that medium can transmit by high admittance and low impedance. This frequency will pass through that medium by lowest sound energy dispersion. Resonant frequency of pinna is around 5,000. Sound resonant frequency of external auditory canal about 3,000 to 4,000. Sound now reach tympanic membrane. What is the function of tympanic membrane? Tympanic membrane is the first station to convert sound energy from sound to mechanical. Tympanic membrane vibrate in response to sound, changing it into mechanical. Change acoustical signal to mechanical energy. Has an important role in impedance matching. Rule of middle ear. Middle ear component, as we said, ossicles share in tympanic membrane conversion of sound energy into mechanical. Second, conduct sound vibration from tympanic membrane to cochlea. And impedance matching, resonant frequency of middle ear around 2,000. Sticky tube function, equalization of pressure on either side of tympanic membrane to function at its optimum level and maintain middle ear pressure within normal. So role of middle ear or function of middle ear, conversion of sound energy into mechanical as tympanic membrane, conduction to cochlea, impedance matching, resonance frequencies around 2,000, sticky tube equalization of middle ear pressure with atmospheric pressure, so tympanic membrane and ossicle function at its optimum level. What's impedance matching? We said that tympanic membrane and middle ear have role in impedance matching. What is impedance matching? As we said, if sound directed from air to fluid directly, 90% will be reflected. Impedance matching will amplify sound so that we can preserve its intensity without any attenuation. What's impedance matching? As we said, sound from environment to smaller space, which is external auditory canal, and more smaller space, which is middle ear, will amplify sound, will increase sound pressure. Also, ratio between tympanic membrane and oval window, sound transmitted from environmental sound through auricle to external auditory canal to tympanic membrane, then to oval window. Ratio between surface area of tympanic membrane, which is larger than smaller oval window, will enhance sound pressure. Mechanism of action of ossicle, which is lever action like, will enhance sound pressure and enhance its intensity and amplify sound. So ratio between surface area of the eardrum to smaller oval window will amplify sound by about 26 dB SPL. So increasing pressure of sound by about 26 dB. Eardrum is roughly 85 square millimeter. However, the oval window about 3.2 square millimeter. Hence ratio is about 17.7 to 1. Eardrum is roughly 85 square millimeter. However, only about 2/3 of this area vibrate effectively. So the effective eardrum area that vibrate with sound is about 56.7 square millimeter. Area of oval windows roughly 3.2 square millimeter. Ratio between both is about 70 to 1. So sound is amplified by that ratio, which is about 26 dB SPL. Buckling of eardrum. Buckling of eardrum, that not all surface area of eardrum vibrate as one mass. It vibrate at each frequency. There is area of eardrum with each frequency that vibrate optimally, which is called buckling of eardrum. Eardrum concavity, as eardrum not flat surface, it's concave. Concavity and angle cause each part of eardrum responds to different frequency in different way. Eardrum is concave, eardrum not vertical, it has angle with inferior external auditory canal wall about 55 degree. So each part of it vibrate with a specific frequency. Eardrum vibration involve greater displacement for curved membrane and less displacement of manubrium. As in this figure, this part of tympanic membrane vibrate more than this part. And each part vibrate with a specific frequency. Lever action of ossicle. Amplifying sound by about 2 dB SPL. By effect of both length, as Malleus is longer than incus and have angle with incus, not in horizontal plane. It has angle with it. So Malleus is longer than incus. Incus is longer than stipes. So length as arm of Malleus is longer than that of incus, and axis of rotation, as here in this figure. This is axis of rotation of Malleus and incus. and incus rest on posterior wall of middle ear, causing this axis of rotation or action at oval window. This is articulation figure. This is malleus incus with incus rest on posterior wall, and this is joint incudostapedial joint, and this is stapes, causing this vibration of oval window not as one mass. Stapes vibrate at oval window not as one mass, more fixed posteriorly and more movable anteriorly. This is posterior crus, and here anterior crus. This is conductive apparatus. Cochlear function, first station to convert, another conversion of sound energy. Conductive apparatus convert sound energy from acoustic energy into mechanical. In cochlea, it is converted from mechanical into electrochemical. This is stapes and oval window when vibrate, causing motion in cochlear fluid, propagate through scala tympani, and then through helicotrema to scala. Sorry, through the scala vestibular. I'm sorry. Stapes vibrating oval window, the scala vestibuli to helicotrema to scala tympani, and causing vibration of basilar membrane in between, which is scala media. Another figure of propagation of sound, oval window, sound fluid vibration or fluid motion in scala vestibuli, then pass through helicotrema to scala tympani, in between causing scala media to vibrate up and down, which leading to movement of tectorial membrane anteroposteriorly, which is shearing movement. Shearing movement meaning that propagation of sound of energy in one direction leading to motion in another direction of certain parts. Here, propagation is horizontally and movement is vertical. And tectorial membrane will move anteroposteriorly. So basilar membrane vibrate superiorly, inferiorly, and tectorial membrane horizontally. Basilar membrane move up and down, and tectorial membrane move from right to left. This shearing movement. Reisner's membrane allow frequencies that we can detect to pass from scala vestibuli to scala media. Transduction occur in organ of Corti on basilar membrane between scala media and scala tympani. Frequency analysis or breaking sound up into its component frequency. So function of cochlea is frequency analysis. If a first function of fluid conversion of energy from mechanical into electrochemical and then into frequency analysis. As we said, water filter, its function is to filter water to get clear product. Our apparatus, ear, and the higher centers, its function to filter sound to reach clear product to our higher centers. Filtering a wanted sound into its main component and filtering it from surrounding noise. So function of ear from periphery, from auricle up to brainstem and higher centers is to filter sound from surrounding energy and analyze sound into its main component. Another figure of sound propagation. Oval window, stapes, tympanic membrane, moving ossicle like lever action, causing piston-like action of stapes. This piston-like action leading to movement of oval window in certain direction, leading to propagation of sound wave into fluid from scala vestibuli to helicotrema to scala tympani, moving basilar membrane up and down, leading to propagation of energy and starting of transduction. On basilar membrane, as said in anatomy, there are two types of hair cells, outer and inner. Outer hair cells is a main filtering component of our basilar membrane. Outer hair cell formed of 3 or 4 rows, approximately 12,000 cells, from above stereocilia on hair cell, on outer hair cells forming W or V shaped stereocilia. Per cell, there is 50 up to 150 stereocilia. Inner hair cell, 1 row, 3,000 straight line ranks of stereocilia. From above, we can see it as U-shape, flattened U-shape. On each cell, there is 50 up to 70 stereocilia. Function of outer hair cell have role in achieving high sensitivity and sharp tuning, optimum vibration or highest vibration of basilar membrane at certain frequency. Analyze sound into its main frequency component, and each part of basilar membrane vibrate optimally at certain frequency. This is a function of outer hair cells. Improve sensitivity for soft sound, improve frequency resolution, clarity of sound, and efferent neuron synapse directly on outer hair cell. So outer hair cell receive feedback from higher centers through efferent system. Mainly afferent on inner hair cells and mainly efferent on outer hair cells.